Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Lori here.
So today, just a little update what's happening here at Lakeside Chapala. And so today we're out for a little drive to get away from the house and stuff like that. Just we haven't been traveling in a long time, and so we thought we would get a break. Lori's feeling better and felt her knee was okay to take a drive. How is your knee, Lori?
It's getting better. So I have the ice on my knee right now.
So we went out to take a drive. We went around the lake and some of the small little villages, stopped and had lunch at a nice little Italian restaurant, actually, with a view of the lake. And I had vegetarian pizza. And what did you have, Lori?
I have vegetarian pizza too, not visa. I have vegetarian pizza and no cheese.
Yeah, Lori's allergic to cheese. And so why am I making this? I just want to give you an update on what's happening here. We are actually in traffic. We're in gridlock right now. So I know sometimes people warn me, to look straight ahead, don't look at the camera, be aware. And I appreciate that. Thank you for being concerned. But right now, I think I can handle both of them because I do want to look at you. But so the traffic situation, it's amazing. What's happened is the housing boom has just increased here so much. It just, everywhere, little lots and stuff that used to be vacant lots and that, and now they're building houses. A lot of the areas are putting in little complexes that are maybe 8 units, 12 units, 15 units, and that. But the interesting thing about it is they don't have a master plan. That's the thing. So they're not looking ahead. As an example, they're not changing the sewer system. They're not putting in, let's say, sewer treatment plants. They're not changing the size of the pipes. It's all being just brought into the existing, municipality sewer system. And so I don't know how many houses that are being built here, probably in the last 2 years, but it definitely has gone up, 100% in that regard. So what happens is then you have a lot of other factors. Another thing that's happening here is Ajijic just became a Pueblo Mágico. And what a Pueblo Mágico, it's a special village. It's a magic village. And so it gets a lot more tourists, mainly Mexican tourists that come in.
And you get in the bump now.
Yeah, we gotta go over these little bumps. So it's a Pueblo Mágico. So a lot of the tourists are coming in. You get a lot of people that are driving in. They come in big buses. And so there's restaurants and everything else are sold out. It's not the small little village that it used to be. It's really quite congested. And one of the ways it reflects is in driving. What normally would take me to get home from where I started this video would be about under 5 minutes. But now it's probably going to take us 45 minutes to get there. It's just
or more.
Or more, yeah.
It's a gridlock now.
Yeah, total gridlock. And so they haven't, made larger streets. They haven't decided that they're going to expand the widths of the streets or anything like that. So for the locals of us that live down here, a lot of people are getting pissed off. They're really frustrated because they don't even want to leave, to go anywhere. But you've got your doctor appointments and you've got grocery shopping to do and all that other stuff. And then if you drive, so if you walk, then, you're going to make better time walking, I think. Definitely riding a bike. We'll be getting caught in traffic and people will be riding a bike and they'll just pass us up. Even people that are walking. Mm-hmm. So there's quite a bit of a change that's going on. It's just amazing. people ask me, you know, if it gets too crowded, you know, where would you and Lori want to move to? And I don't know. I don't really know where we would want to move to. And the reason why is that we do like it here because there are, it's a nice community. The foundation is based on Mexicans, of course. It's a small village compared to, let's say, a place like San Miguel or Guanajuato. It's a village versus a city. But it's a nice place to live because the expats are very involved with helping charities, helping different groups. It's more of a social place, so you can interact with, you know, your, what do they say? Birds of a feather flock together. And so that's some of the things that is appealing to us. Now we own a house here, so we've planted roots in there. Mm-hmm. So we don't own any property outside of Mexico. Mexico is our home base now, Lori.
Yes, yes.
So,
well, to me, even the traffic, I'm okay because I didn't go out much. So, you know, once in a while. And so I go to grocery shopping only once a week. Nothing, you know, to affect me.
yeah. So as I'm watching the time, I can see the times on these when we're making a video. And since I started making this video, it's been 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I would have been home and relaxing out on my outdoor terrace lanai. But so getting back to the idea of where we would want to live, I really don't know, because you don't have the community in other places in Mexico. Mm-hmm. And if you move down to the beach, it's hot, mm-hmm. you know, and so, and the beach is more of a party atmosphere. Where we live here, it's more of a normal living environment, you know. We're not partying out late at night or anything like that. So the beach communities, even with the snowbirds coming in, they like to party, they like to drink a lot, they like to do that. Our area here is established expat community. You know, it's been an expat community for over 60 years now and longer. So first it started out as a majority of the expats were U.S. and now the majority of the expats are Canadians. And so you have Canadians, you have Americans, then you have a little balance of mm-hmm. You know, Europeans that are living here. So it's sort of a hard decision to make. So we're just basically waiting it out. We're going to see if we can, you know, still adapt and be, you know, okay with living here. I mean, you know, sometimes when I start thinking about it, I think about other places, you know, that are crowded. I mean, where you live, you know, definitely it's got to be more people there and more building going on, say in the last 15 or 20 years. So this is some of the stuff that we're facing here. I mean, we do like it here. There's another advantage of being here. We're only 40 miles away from Guadalajara, so there's medical care here that's good. We're only, you know, about that same distance to a international airport, and that's good. So that's the reason he got so popular, is that those factors, you know, contribute a lot to a quality of life here. Mm-hmm. So, but we're really concerned about the infrastructure, how that's going to affect is, you know, is the sewer lines going to get backed up? You know, what about the water? It's another issue that we're having here at the Lake Chapala, you know, area here. It's roughly, the lake is 50 miles long, and this area, the north shore part of Ajijic, Chapala, San Juan Costa, and Joltepec, it's about a 20-mile spread along here. And so concern is about, you know, the infrastructure. The water is a shortage going on here, and people are having to fill up their water tanks by having the trucks come in, water trucks to come in. They have to pay for that. And so the water department, some of the wells are drying up, so the water department just doesn't have the water to supply. In our development, the way they do, we have a water tank. It's underneath the ground. It's buried in where our carport is at. But the water department turns on the valve and fills up all of the units in there. There's 30 units, and it'll fill them all up. Well, they only fill it up 3 days a week. And so lately we've been having some difficulty with the water department not having their water lines updated, so they're getting breaks and that. So how that affects us is they have to turn off that valve, so we may not get water for couple days. Laurie, what about our situation when we've ran out of water a couple times? What did we have to do?
We had to go to the swimming pool and get the water to flush the toilet.
Yeah, so we literally, so it may be out for three days, and so we have had to, go to the swimming pool, get water, flush the toilet, and then we'll have to boil the water if we want to take a shower.
Yeah.
Sometimes we will go and we'll get a jug of water, and then we'll use that for cooking, and so it's all sanitized. And then even there, we will use that water to boil, take a shower, and we call it camping. We have to go camping because of the water shortage. This is becoming a real factor, and that's another thing that happens here because there is no zoning, and the real estate agents don't have to disclose if there's a water shortage in an area. So people come in, they're excited, they wanted to retire, they wanted to, watched all the videos, and they want to, live here, and they go out and buy a house. Well, they don't realize that there's a water problem in that area. So there again, we always recommend not buying right away, but what's our normal?
Well, you stay here in the area to see at least 6 months or a year, see that area, you like it. And then if you really like that area, and then you can buy it some in that area. But, some area is not that good because of carpenter or sorting and running all day long, and then they work until midnight, so who knows?
Yeah, so what Laurie's saying there is that you can, because there's no zoning, you can come in and buy a little house, and the next day, I'm going to merge in, so I do have to look. So the next day, let's say a carpenter wants to open up his carpenter shop in there, and then he's cutting his wood all night, playing loud music, and you just bought this cute little house, it's a little, Spanish style, it's got all the nice colors you like, it has the beautiful furniture that's all part of it, because typically when you do buy a home here, it does have all the furniture in there, and so you just fall in love with it. Now all at once, your dream is sort of shattered because here comes a carpenter and he's, cutting away. It could be a mechanic shop, so he's got his, greasy cars out there on jacks and, taking apart engines and stuff. Now,
it's not that peaceful, but if you want to open a shop or you want to open something like that, it have no zone. It's easy in one way, but the other way is so hard because, you don't want to open the shop, you retire, you need some place to quiet. That's not that easy.
Yeah. So I mean, these are things, this is sort of the good, bad, and the ugly. So what's the good side of it all? Why do we like it here? Like I say, it's a great expat community. A lot of people donate their time to charity. There's a lot of social groups that are, very active in here. There's pickleball's real popular here. You have tennis, different, what would else? Hiking, kayaking. Those are the positive things. The other thing is, it's not quite as inexpensive as it used to be, but it's still more inexpensive than, we would have gotten if we were living in California or in, basically almost anywhere in the U.S. It definitely is cheaper. You can't argue with that. But I think we did a video a while back where actually our inflation, what was it, our, what do you call, we did that video on...
monthly expense.
Well, monthly expense, but what I'm trying to say is that we noticed that our percentages were going up about 13%.
Oh yeah,
per
that's right.
month, yeah. And so it adds up, but that's sort of what's going on here. And it's just something I thought when I'm waiting in this, you can see we're not moving anywhere. And we probably, at this point, to get home normally, in the housing boom, this would probably take us 1 minute to get home, okay? And now it's probably going to take, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes. I see now I'm into this video about 16 minutes. And so we probably have another 20 minutes to get home. So here we're looking at a 40-minute drive that normally would have taken,
5 minutes.
well, maybe 5 or 7 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's the gridlock situation down here. But what do you think? What else do you want to share, Lori?
Well, didn't make any difference from Hawaii.
Yeah.
You go to Chinatown, it take you hours. Uh-oh.
We just dropped the kid.
Oh, so? You just dropped the camera. Okay.
Well, here's the gridlock. So that's my little update on what's happening here. And, well, how about giving us a like on this video? If you like it. If you don't like it, well.
Oh, well.
But we appreciate that. Now, if you want to learn more about what's happening down here, you can book a private phone consultation with me, and we can talk about the things that, let's say the water shortage, let's talk about the infrastructure, let's talk about getting a visa here, let's talk about what it costs to live here, realistically what it costs to live here. We can give you lots of information that will help you decide if this part of Mexico is right for you, and I can give you my crystal ball forecast of what's going to happen in, say the next 5 years. Will it be a place you want to retire to? Okay, thank you.